Please welcome Jeanne Sinquefield Cairns, the mastermind behind this tournament. Jeanne, would you be so kind as to tell us, like, how did you came up with this idea? Because I know that you support a lot of scientific events, classical music events, and then the chess event.
Well, basically, the real people behind the scene was Joy Bray and Shannon Bailey, and they decided we needed a top women's one. And then they decided they had to name it after me because we had the Sinquefield. So that's how it happened, you know, because we wanted one that celebrated the best women's players.
And this tournament is about to become traditional. We had a small break during the historic pandemic.
This is the third time, and a lot of the players, actually, they've come here 3 times. I think we only had one who had never been.
Who's, I think, Mamadzana,
Yeah.
yes. So she's playing the tournament for the first time. So how does it feel?
It's good. It's interesting when you watch the women's games versus the men's games. It's different. They tend to be, in some ways, more interesting because they're not playing, you're memorizing thousands of old moves, and all of a sudden you find these things that they're emptying the board, and you're going, what's happening? And so it's just a different style, which I enjoy,
Fireworks, yes, on the board.
Yeah, fireworks, yeah.
And from what I've seen in the previous editions of the Cairns Cup, there were a lot of decisive games. So the percentage was skyrocketing at some point. You were having more than 68% of the decisive
Yeah, it was
games.
like someone's going to win. You're not going to, try to play to a draw. You're playing to a win, and if you have to do a draw, you might, but you're going to try to win.
Jeanne, and I wanted to ask you about your book, Read and Write Chess, and I also contributed in a small way to this. I translated it to French.
You translated the French.
Please tell our audience about it and about the purpose of this book.
It's a booklet where you can start with very young chess players to teach the literacy. In other words, how to read and write chess. What are the letters for the pieces? What's the location for the board? How do you write down the moves? Because I can play chess without reading and writing, but if I want to get better, if I want to play in a tournament, if I want to be able to read a book or even replay my games, I have to have literacy. And since I started that chess merit badge, what we were finding, we had 300,000 scouts that were in the chess merit badges. The kids aren't in the right place. They're not maybe in a big city that has a big chess influence. There are no coaches,
Of course.
So I wanted a broader group to be able to learn, what Wesley So did, taught himself by learning and literacy. And then, we got translated into 1 language, and now it's in
How many languages?
12 more. The last ones were, Romania, that's Christian Schiller, right? He just persuaded the Romanian, we also have Ukrainian, Romanian Chess Federation to use it in the public schools. Because the learn to read and write chess, besides being available in all those different languages, is free. There we go, that's the English version, okay? We got Uzbek, Armenian is new, Romanian, Russian, Swahili, English, French, German, Indonesian, Filipino, Romanian.
We have to find another exotic language.
I just need to, I find grandmaster chess players or high-end chess players who will come to me, and then they put their name on the front. So now we're teaching chess literacy in Eastern Africa.
This is a very unique future.
And Dutch.
And Georgian.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can answer Georgian.
Yasser's wife did Dutch. That was actually one of the first translations. So that was, it's fun. And because we want to find and grow chess players from around the world.
Yes, I agree with you. It's fun. I actually tried it with my own daughter, and yes, we did the whole project from the beginning until the end. Yes,
and she helped you make it a better booklet, right? How old was she?
She was 7 at the time.
Yeah. See, this was a 7-year-old helping her write it in a 7-year-old. It's designed for children. You read, write, say, move, all the literacy, and the other is it's chess is going outside of chess. In St. Louis, there was a former football player, NFL, Demetrius Johnson, who just died away. He coached 4 high school football teams. He required every football player to learn to play chess because he felt it helped them visualize.
To improve the pattern recognition on the
Well,
football
remember,
field?
you
Of
got
course.
this set of moves. Okay, we're going to play this route, right? It's sort of like a chessboard.
Jeanne, I wanted to ask you a question. Of course, everyone knows that Rex is so passionate about chess. So are you. Well, tell me, how do your games go? You know, if you play from time to time.
We stopped playing 50 years ago. Okay, I don't like to lose, and he's a terrible loser. So there's no upside for me. If I lose, I'm not happy. If I win, he's not happy, so I'm not happy. So I don't play him. I'm willing to play others, but not him. No.
Jeanne, I
And
don't
remember,
really...
I told him he could do chess. I mean, how expensive could it be?
I think that Yasser wants to ask you a question. He prepared something.
Jeanne, it's not really a question so much as a compliment. I just want to say that this tournament, I mean, I've been calling all kinds of tournaments, but this tournament in particular, with the top female players, has always been a great pleasure for me, so I wanted to say thank you. Simply, it's a great tournament. Thank you.
You have to admit, they play to win.
They do indeed.
They play to win, and that's a different world. I don't know if you noticed in this game, unless you have a 3, thing for a draw,
Yes,
you
the
can't
three-time
offer
repetition.
a draw in this game.
Yeah, I think it's a very important feature. Although I do believe they don't need an extra motivation, to fight till the
this
end.
is the motivation: play to win. So.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Jeanne.
Oh, I'm going to tell people out there, if you haven't been to St. Louis or the state of Missouri, you got to come. And to celebrate 200 years of the state of Missouri, I had an Eagle Scout build a 5,000-pound, 15-foot square bicentennial chessboard, which has pictures of engravings of 200 years. But we have people playing in the Capitol all the time by walking out of the Capitol and going down to the park.
Yes.
We're
St.
find and
Louis.
grow chess players, right?
Of course, St. Louis is the mecca. It's the center.
Well,
of the chess
Missouri
world.
is, okay, we stretch out a little bit, right? So.
Thank you
have
so
fun.
much, Jeanne, for all your efforts, and I just wish that they would continue for many, many years.
And remember, you got to keep translating new languages. I'm looking for Tamil and Hindu and Italian and Portuguese.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeanne,
Thank you,
indeed.
Jeanne.
Now, Tamil, I mean, we might, and Hindi, we might just have the players here to do the next step. Let's just